a friend of mine from Vancouver told me about the online course. So I signed up for it, and my best friend signed up for it as well. So we did it together.
It came by mail, and I thought, oh, that would be great to follow, and especially because it's an every week course, so it keeps you alert. And
that was one of the things that amazed me about the course, is that there are so many valuable things. I was amazed that from just one course I could get so many things.
Oh, there was so much. His relating about his two different breakups, how one breakup was, and then how the other one had been, and the story with the papers, where the papers, his wife's papers, fell behind the bed, the frustration. I guess just so much of what he says is real life, and I love the way he takes the lesson that he's trying to teach, and he provides the examples there's so much things that most of us can identify with. And I guess even for my own personal life, just, looking more at what my needs are in a situation, and having more compassion for myself when I do things that aren't really what I would have chosen the first time around. If I eat a whole cake and a liter of ice cream, I can forgive myself. I can see that my need for comfort was stronger at that point than my need for health.
Yeah.
And I'm compassionate with myself for doing it.
In my less inspired moments, it was easy to kind of think of it as, well, self-compassion. I mean, that sounds a little weird, and and not really think it was just some new agey thing. And but yeah, it's real, and it's pretty amazing.
Anger was a big thing as well. I was very happy that the compassion course really spends a lot of time on anger, explaining how it works. And I learned what to do with my anger. Before that, I wasn't clear about this feeling. What's the point of being angry? I was maybe having the impression that anger is somehow a bad feeling that should be eliminated from my life. I really didn't like being angry, and it seemed like it was just getting in the way. But after a lot of work on anger with the compassion course, I was able to, I knew what to do with my anger. I knew how to work on it. I knew how to translate it into unmet needs, and then take concrete actions to try and better meet my unmet needs. So the skills from the compassion course really allowed me to work with others and have fulfilling relationships with them.
The very first lesson, when he talks about the interchange with his dad. Because for me, like, a lot of the stuff with the teenagers and that was interesting, but because I probably would have reacted like he did. Well, why are you, interfering in my life and always telling me? And we all have those patterns with our parents that have been established over years and years and years. And just to see that he could just take a breath and step back and ask what his father's need was, that for me, that was the closest to home, and something that a real takeaway that I could use in my life. That story, I loved it.
It made me more free person, a person who can be responsible for her own taking care of myself, caring for myself. It really made me responsible. Being able to be responsible, it grew in the same time with not feeling guilty and not so much guilty anymore. And, for example, in a relationship with my mother, with you, she could say to me, "You're responsible for my happiness," and things like that. Or at least I heard her saying that. I'm not even sure now if she did. And now it took some courage in the beginning, and sometimes it still takes some courage to look at what's happening, to make a separation between her and me, and then see what are we needing. And I think the course gave me trust that we can go a step further. we don't have to be in this trap together. There are ways out, and I think our relation is now more it's more equal.
Just understanding what is really going on for me. And I've been trying, you know, since the beginning of the course to get in touch with my, you know, when something happens and I'm, you know, it's kind of like one of those moments where it's like, oh my God, again, and then just really getting in touch with my feelings. And one or two times recently I've been really successful with that. So it's very encouraging and inspiring. And
what I found helpful is the monthly calls, which give additional perspective on what is explained in the weekly emails. And the practices I found really helpful because, you know, all the words in the world cannot explain what you go through when you do the practices. And that's why I kind of didn't sense any lack in that respect, because it's the following the practices gives you the thing that you need.
The interaction between the individual participants, it's just so touching how willing everybody is to be open and vulnerable in the group, and to really, you know, say, I'm willing to take a chance if I'm going to learn and benefit from this. It's awesome. It's just awesome.
I intend to practice more now, being closer to my family.
Well, I actually cannot imagine now living without these tools. I
would positively advise everybody who wants to take this course, because it's in small steps. It's weekly. It's you can get a lot of support if you want.
Take the course, take the risk. It's so nice to open our hearts to ourselves, to the world.